If you're a real Warriors fan living in the US, this video is for you. From coast to coast, America is buzzing after last night's game. Steph Curry just reminded the whole country why he runs the West. It finally happened. Under the bright lights of Chase Center, amidst the deafening roars of a packed arena and the deafening silence of the haters who dared doubt him, Steph Curry just changed the narrative. But what no one expected was what came after the game. Not a highlight reel, not a media rant, not even a victory lap, but a moment so raw, so real, that it stunned the entire basketball world. Steph Curry, the baby-faced assassin, stepped up to the mic and shared something nobody saw coming, an untold story about none other than LeBron James. Yes, you heard that right. The two biggest titans of modern basketball, two legends who've defined an era of greatness, just gave us a moment of humanity that transcends the scoreboard. And it happened after one of the most intense Warriors vs. Lakers clashes we've seen all season. What makes this moment even crazier is the build-up, because this wasn't just any Warriors-Lakers game. This was war. From tip-off to the final buzzer, it was a bloodbath on the hardwood. Bodies flying, fouls called, tempers flaring. Draymond Green got in someone's face. Austin Reeves hit the floor hard. Jonathan Kuminga was everywhere. And of course, the spotlight never left Steph Curry and LeBron James, the two icons who have battled in more NBA Finals than most players have playoff appearances. And this time, the stakes were just as high. Both teams are desperately clawing for momentum, positioning for a playoff run, and fighting to prove they're not done yet. The game itself was something straight out of a movie. Steph Curry hit three after three like a man possessed. LeBron, despite his age, was charging the lane like it was 2012 again. The pace was furious. The energy was electric. And when the dust finally settled, when the last shot was taken, the last foul called, and the last timeout burned, it was the Warriors who emerged victorious. The crowd exploded. Curry flexed. LeBron walked off slowly, taking in the moment. But here's where things took a shocking turn. As the post-game media scrum gathered around Curry, expecting the usual cliches about team effort, ball movement, and defensive execution, Steph paused. He looked out across the room, and with a calm yet serious tone, said, "There's something I've never shared before. Something about LeBron." Boom. Silence. You could hear a pin drop. Every reporter froze. Cameras zoomed in. Microphones moved closer. Steph Curry was about to reveal something about his longtime rival, the man he's gone toe-to-toe with in 4 straight finals, and nobody knew what was coming. And then Curry dropped the bomb. He talked about a moment from years ago, back when he was still finding his footing in the league. It was during the 2012 offseason, long before the rings, long before the MVP chance, back when critics still questioned whether he could stay healthy, whether he could lead a team, whether he was even a franchise player. According to Steph, he was in the gym one night in Las Vegas, working quietly on his game, alone. No press. No entourage. Just sweat and silence. And then out of nowhere, LeBron James walked in. Steph said he felt intimidated at first. This was LeBron James, the king, the reigning MVP, the guy on every billboard in America. And yet, LeBron didn't brush him off or act like he was above him. Instead, he walked over, dapped him up, and asked one simple question, "You good, young blood?" Curry said that moment stuck with him. Not because LeBron gave him some grand motivational speech. Not because they worked out together or exchanged secrets. But because in that single moment, LeBron showed him respect. Respect before the world gave Steph his flowers. Respect before the rings, before the finals duels, before the records. Just man to man, king to king, a moment of quiet acknowledgement. And Steph said that moment lit a fire under him. He admitted he never told that story before because he didn't want it to be taken the wrong way. He didn't want people to twist it into some narrative of weakness or hero worship. But after the game at Chase Center, after going head-to-head with LeBron yet again, Curry said it felt right to finally share it. To show the younger generation that competition doesn't mean hatred. That rivalries can be fierce on the court but still rooted in mutual respect off it. And you know what? That moment between Curry and LeBron, it shook the NBA world. Twitter exploded. Fans started sharing their own stories. Even some former players chimed in, with Dwayne Wade tweeting a simple "Real recognize real," and CJ McCollum calling it the most powerful post-game moment of the season. But what's even crazier is how this revelation reframes everything we've seen from these two legends over the years. Think about it. The 2015 Finals, Steph's coming out party. The 2016 rematch, LeBron's revenge. The epic 3-1 comeback. KD's arrival in Golden State. The 2018 sweep. Through it all, we assumed it was animosity. Two giants locked in battle, refusing to yield. And yes, the competition was real. The trash talk was real. But behind all that, there was a thread of mutual respect that ran deeper than we ever realized. And maybe that's what greatness is really about. Because let's face it, in today's NBA, where egos are massive and loyalty is rare, seeing two all-time greats like Curry and LeBron not just battle it out, but also honor each other, is something special. Something rare. And something fans won't forget anytime soon. But let's also not forget the context of this game. The Warriors needed this win badly. With injuries piling up and playoff positioning on the line, they came into this game with something to prove. Klay Thompson was sidelined again, Andrew Wiggins has been inconsistent, and the bench production has been a roller coaster. But Curry? He came out like a man on a mission. He dropped 36 points, hit 6 threes, and orchestrated the offense like a maestro. He took over in the fourth quarter when it mattered most, sending a message to the rest of the league: the Warriors aren't done yet. On the other side, LeBron had 28 points, 9 assists, and a couple of thunderous dunks that made the Chase Center gasp. He was efficient. He was aggressive. And even in defeat, he looked like a man still capable of leading a championship run. But what made this matchup so emotional was the weight of history. Every time these two face off, it feels like a passing of the torch, except either one of them is ready to let go. And that's why Steph's story hit so hard. It reminded us that behind the jerseys, behind the highlights and heated debates, these are still human beings. Warriors. Fathers. Mentors. Legends who've seen the highs and lows of the game, and still show up, still inspire, still lead. And as the cameras kept rolling, Steph had one more thing to say. I've learned a lot from LeBron. He's one of the most durable, consistent leaders this game has ever seen. And even though we've battled, even though we've wanted to kill each other on the court, I've always respected how he carries himself. That moment in that gym? It wasn't much. But it meant everything. That right there? That's legacy. Because long after the banners fade and the sneakers are hung up, it's these stories that define greatness. Not just the stats. Not just the rings. But the moments of humility, respect, and quiet power, the ones that remind us why we fell in love with the game in the first place. And now, fans are wondering, is this the final chapter in the Curry-LeBron saga? Or do we have one more epic battle left? Could we see them meet in the playoffs one last time? Or dare we say team up?